Welcome back to Turning Point, the show where we analyze pro-level team fights and matches. Let's set the stage. For Purple Team, Janna, Fiddlesticks, Vayne, and Xerath are at mid lane. Jace has just finished pushing a wave off bot tower. For Blue Team, Lee Sin, Tristana, and Zira are coming up mid lane. Jarvan is flanking Purple Team to initiate the fight, and Lulu is also nearby. Blue Team has a very significant lead at this point in the game, with 2 lanes fully pushed up to Purple Team's base, and a hefty gold lead. Jarvan initiates directly onto Xerath. Though he is immediately feared by Fiddlesticks, this fear actually moves him out of Janna's tornado. This gives Jarvan just enough time to use his Cataclysm ultimate on Xerath before Xerath completes a stun combo on him. Lee Sin lands his Q on Xerath, finishing him off. Now just as this is happening, Fiddlesticks is channeling his ultimate, but it won't land on most of the enemy team. Fortunately, Lee Sin kicks him directly in the path of all of his allies, allowing Fiddlesticks to damage everyone. With a well-timed hourglass, Fiddle may die, but he's also crippled Blue Team. Jace is finally engaging on the enemy team after moving in from bottom lane. With a flash and EQ combo, he easily finishes off Zira. Each team has lost 2 players, and Purple Team must now deal with Lee Sin, who has been doing exceptionally well and has incredible survivability in the form of armor and health items. As Lee engages on Janna, she applies her slow and begins backing off. Between her slow and Vayne's mobility, Lee Sin has put himself in a situation where he cannot possibly get a kill without Purple Team making a huge mistake. The question that needs to be asked is why Lee Sin engaged at all. He could have easily walked away, but instead went in for an unrealistic play. This is overconfidence. This team fight should have taught Blue Team a lesson. They may be ahead, but they're overconfident and they aren't necessarily going to just burst down Purple Team as easily as they think. At this point they need to make smart engagements as a team. But they don't learn their lesson. Shortly after this, Jarvan initiates another team fight, this time with Lee Sin clearly on the other side of the map, and without giving the rest of his team enough time to move in. He is quickly burst down. After this, Lee Sin tries to solo Dragon, even knowing that Fiddlesticks is nearby and can easily steal the kill. At the same time, Zira gets flanked, leaving her unable to escape even with a flash. And shortly after this, Lulu gets caught alone in the jungle, being quickly locked down with burst and crowd controls. Then they come across Jarvan on the outside of his base. Though he has a very easy escape, he instead tries to engage with his team, not realizing just how far behind they are. The outcome of this game is inevitable. With 2 players down, Purple Team easily overwhelms Blue Team in their base, picking the defenders off one by one. Part of what happened in this game was getting caught out alone without sufficient vision. But other kills were clearly the result of overconfidence that stemmed from doing well in the early game. While Blue Team had excellent players who clearly had both damage and skill, they failed to work together as a team. Keep in mind that these are extraordinarily good players throwing this game. This is not something that only happens in bronze tier matches. Thanks for watching this episode of Turning Point. Let me know in the comments what you think Blue Team could have done to secure victory.